Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a topic that many of you have asked about: buying a car on eBay. It sounds exciting, right? Scrolling through listings, finding what looks like your dream car at a great price. But then, the anxiety kicks in. What if the car isn't what it seems? What if it breaks down the moment you drive it off the lot? What are your actual legal protections? Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know to protect yourself when buying a vehicle on eBay. First, let's get one major thing straight. eBay itself is a marketplace, not a car dealership. This means that eBay doesn't own the cars, inspect them, or handle the shipping. They provide the platform for private sellers and dealers to connect with buyers like you. Because of this, your primary legal relationship is with the seller, not with eBay. This is a crucial distinction that will shape all of your rights and protections. So, where do your protections come from? They come from a few key areas: eBay's own policies, the seller's promises in the listing, and local consumer protection laws. Let's start with eBay's own safety net, which is called the Vehicle Purchase Protection Program, or VPP. The VPP is eBay's way of offering some peace of mind. It's not a warranty, but rather a protection program that covers you against specific types of fraud. Think of it as a safety net for worst-case scenarios. For eligible vehicle purchases, the VPP can provide up to $100,000 or your local currency in coverage. So, what does it actually cover? It covers situations where you never receive the vehicle you paid for. It also covers you if the seller didn't disclose that the vehicle had a certain type of title brand, like a salvage, rebuilt, write-off, or flood title. And importantly, it can cover you if there are major undisclosed issues with the engine, body, or transmission. It also covers you if the vehicle's year, make, model, or odometer reading was misrepresented in the listing. However, there are big limitations. The VPP does not cover normal wear and tear, minor cosmetic issues like scratches and dings, or issues that were accurately disclosed in the listing. It also doesn't cover buyer's remorse. If you simply change your mind or decide you don't like the car, the VPP won't help you. To be eligible for VPP, you must complete the purchase on eBay Motors, pay with a secure method, and file a claim within 30 days of the purchase date. Always read the latest VPP terms on eBay's site before you buy, as these policies can change. Now, let's talk about the most important document in this whole transaction: the vehicle listing itself. That listing is more than just an advertisement. It's a legally binding part of your purchase agreement. Everything the seller writes in that description, the condition of the engine, the features, the service history, becomes a promise. In legal terms, this is called an express warranty. If a seller describes a car as running perfectly with a recently rebuilt engine, that's an express warranty. If you receive the car and the engine is knocking and clearly hasn't been rebuilt, the seller has breached that warranty. Your best evidence will always be a saved copy of the original listing. So, before you even bid, screenshot everything. Save the description, all the photos, and any messages you exchange with the seller. This documentation is your golden ticket if you need to prove that the car you received is not the car that was advertised. This brings us to the phrase you will see everywhere: as is, or sold as seen. Most private car sales on eBay are sold as is. This phrase is the seller's attempt to disclaim all warranties, especially implied warranties. Implied warranties are unwritten guarantees that the law automatically attaches to a sale. The most common one is the implied warranty of merchantable quality, which means the product is fit for its ordinary purpose. For a car, that means it should be drivable. When a car is sold as is, the seller is saying you get the car with all its faults, known and unknown. If the transmission fails a week after you buy it, and the sale was as is, you generally have no legal recourse against the seller for that specific issue, unless you can prove they committed fraud. But as is not a magic shield that protects sellers from everything. It does not protect a seller from outright fraud or intentional misrepresentation. If a seller knows the car has a damaged chassis and deliberately conceals it or lies about it when you ask, that's fraud. The as-is clause doesn't let them off the hook for that. Proving fraud can be difficult, as you have to prove the seller knew about the defect and intentionally hid it from you, but it's a powerful legal tool if you can. So, what about dealers versus private sellers? Buying from a car dealer on eBay often gives you more protection than buying from a private individual. Dealers are subject to more stringent state and federal regulations. For example, in the USA, the Federal Trade Commission's used car rule requires dealers to display a buyer's guide in the window of every used car they offer for sale. This guide must state whether the car is being sold as is or with a warranty. Even if the sale is online, these rules still apply. Some states have even stronger laws, sometimes called used car lemon laws, that provide rights to buyers, even in as-is sales, if major problems arise soon after purchase. These protections usually don't apply to private party sales. This is why it's so important to know who you're buying from. Check the seller's profile. Are they a registered dealer with a physical address and a long history of positive feedback for vehicle sales? Or are they a private individual with limited feedback? A dealer is running a business and has a reputation to protect, not to mention more legal obligations. Let's summarize with some practical steps you can take to protect yourself. Number 1. Research the seller. Look at their feedback score and read comments from other buyers, especially those who bought cars. Number 2. Get documented vehicle history. Services like Carfax or AutoCheck can reveal title issues, accident history, and odometer discrepancies that the seller might not disclose. Number 3. Ask tons of questions. Use eBay's messaging system so there's a written record. Ask about specific mechanical components, service records, and any known issues. If the seller is vague or avoids a question, that's a huge red flag. Number 4. Get a pre-purchase inspection. This is the single most important thing you can do. For a few $100s, you can hire a local mechanic or an inspection service to check out the car in person. This can save you thousands in the long run by uncovering hidden problems. If a seller refuses to allow an inspection, walk away. Period, or indeed, full stop. Number 5. Use a secure payment method. eBay recommends specific payment methods for vehicles. Avoid paying with wire transfers or other untraceable methods, as these are favorites of scammers. A secure escrow service can also be a great option, as the service holds your money until you've received and accepted the car. So, what do you do if things go wrong? Your first step is to contact the seller directly. Present your evidence, the listing, your inspection report, the photos, and try to work out a resolution. Maybe they'll offer a partial refund to cover repairs, or agree to take the car back. If the seller is unresponsive or uncooperative, your next step is to use eBay's dispute resolution process and file a claim under the vehicle purchase protection program if your situation is covered. If that doesn't work, your final options are legal. You could consider filing a lawsuit in small claims court, which is designed for smaller disputes and doesn't require a lawyer. For larger claims, you would need to consult with a legal professional who specializes in consumer protection or auto fraud law. Remember those screenshots and saved messages. This is where they become your most powerful evidence. Buying a car on eBay can be a fantastic way to find a great deal, but you have to go into it with your eyes wide open. Understand that the primary responsibility for due diligence falls on you, the buyer. By using the tools and strategies we've talked about today, researching the seller, getting an inspection, and saving all documentation, you can dramatically reduce your risk and turn a potentially stressful experience into a successful one. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this guide helps you feel more confident navigating the world of online car buying. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this. Our website link in the description below. And if you have your own eBay car buying stories, good or bad, share them in the comments below. Stay safe out there, and happy car hunting. A link to the paralegal is in the description below.